Hi guys, I'm going to show you how to make this attendance sheet and this grades sheet here in Excel. Okay, so these are the formulas and the formatting that we're going to use. You have this in the blue box. So for the attendance sheet, you will need in the first column, the first cell will show the name of the students, the first column, Then the dates of the classes, in this case we're going to invent them. Okay. And in the last three columns, you will need the total, then the percentage, and the status. So, in name one, you will see the names of the students. In the date it tells whether a student attended the class or not. In the total column, you will see the total number of classes that the student attended. In percentage, the percentage of classes that the student attended. And in status, whether the student is the internal or external. In this case, if the percentage is higher than 70%, the student is internal, otherwise the student is external. Right? Going back to this one. So after you type on the headings, we're going to give this a table format. So you're going to choose all the headings and the row below it. You go to the Inicio tab and Dar formato como tabla. And here choose style, any style will do, because you can then give the format that you want. You're going to check this box that says la tabla tiene encabezados. I'm going to set that. Right. As I said, you can then give it the format that you want. In this case, I prefer it like this. By giving the table format also, it adds the filter buttons that you could erase by unchecking this box. So why do we use this format? Because when we need to add more cells to the table, it will copy the format in the cells above. So we won't need to do all of this work again. So first, we're going to format the cells corresponding to the dates of the classes. In this case, we want the cells to show a different color for the information. In this case, whether a student attended the class or not. So you choose the range of cells in the first row, the ones belonging to the classes, and we're going to go to the Inicio tab and go to Formato Condicional. I'm going to choose New Row. Here you're going to choose Aplica formato únicamente las celdas que contengan. And here we're going to choose texto específico. So, if there is a P in the cell, I want it to be green. Okay. Now we're going to do it again, but this time, if I want it, if the cell has an A in it, I want it to be red. So you can choose one of these colors or choose any other that you see here. Okay. Now, when we use formato condicional, you can see all the rules that you've made when you go to administrar reglas. See? So if the value of the cell is A, this is the format that we have. If the value is P, this is the format that we will have. Okay? So here, if our student attended the class, it will go green, and if it didn't, it will go red. Okay. Now in this section, we will need formulas. In the first one, in total formula, we needed to count the number of classes that the student attends. So we're going to use the formula contar C. In order to type in a formula, you will need to start with the equal sign or the plus sign. So we're going to type in contar.c and open a parenthesis. So here the program shows us the information that we need to add. First, we need the range. We want this formula to work on these cells. Range B3 to Q3. We just choose the range. Then we type semicolon, and now we need the criterion, meaning what we want to count. In this case, we want to count the cells that have a P in it. So we type P between quotation marks, and we close parentheses. So see that now there's no information, so it counts as 0. But if we add P's, they count these cells. This cell counts them. And if we type A, it doesn't. See? Okay. Now for the next column, the percentage column, we'll first assign this cell a percentage style by going to the Initial tab and clicking the percentage button. And what we need here is to divide the number of classes the student attended by the total number of classes. In this case is 16. Okay, so we need the equal sign. We choose this cell and divide it by 16. And since we had already gave it as a percentage style, it gives us the percentage. Now for the next column, the status column, we're going to use a formula and a conditional formatting. In this case, we will need the C formula, which works on a condition. So what we want is, if the percentage is below 70%, we need this cell to display external. But if the percentage is above 70%, we need it to display internal. So the formula works like this. We write C, parentheses, and we write a condition, meaning this cell is lower or below 70%. Now we type semicolon, and we have to type the value if this condition is met. So if this condition is met, meaning this cell is below 70%, we wanted to say external. We type semicolon again. Now, what do we want to say if this condition is not met? Is internal. Because if this condition is not met, then the percentage is above 70%, so the student is an internal student. We press enter, and since the percentage now is 0, the student is external. But if we add some information here, now the student has attended enough classes, so they are internal. Okay. Now you can leave it like this, or you can color code it, so it's easier to see which students are external or internal. So we're going to go to Formato Condicional, new rule. It's the same rule that we used in the other cells. In this case, if a student is internal, we wanted it to be green. But if the student is external, we wanted the cell to be red. So let's see. If it's internal, it's green. If it's external, it's red. So our first step was to convert this to a table, or to give it a table formatting. And this is why it was important. When you have a table, the corner of the table has this little mark, and when you drag it downwards, it adds more cells. So if you need more cells because you have more students, you just drag it down, and it copies the style of this first row to all the rows. So you don't need to write all the formulas or do all the formatting again. So now you have a template that you can add with the name of the students that you need, and you only do it once.